Thank you all for being here. Wow, this is big. My first job was at Target. Yes, the red shirt, the khaki pants, working a 9 to 5. I was fresh out of high school, and a lot of my coworkers were very young, so it was a fun place to work. I was excited about the money. Nothing like it. My first paycheck, man, that was special. I'd go home like, Mom, everything's on me today. She's a tough Bolivian lady, super old school, so it felt good to make her smile. But 2 years in, things changed. I found out I was pregnant, which wasn't in the books. I wasn't where I wanted to be in life. I remember the day I broke the news to my mom. I immediately felt I had let her down. This is a woman who came here not knowing the language. She's called out of work sick maybe once in 25 years. I remember telling her, hey, I know I just dropped a bomb on you, and I don't think you're super proud of me. But it's not over. I promise you, I'm gonna make it. This kid's gonna have a really good life. I was living in East Palo Alto at the time, and I'd heard of JobTrain. When a friend said she was going in for a tour, I decided to tag along. I remember the big classrooms and how friendly everyone was. School was always really hard for me because I have dyslexia, but I could tell they were hands-on, not just textbook. I saw carpentry students outside using tools, culinary students in the kitchen chopping ingredients. I was most interested in the medical assisting path. I submitted an application that same week and was accepted. Having my baby girl Annabelle was beautiful and scary at the same time. I wouldn't have any income until I completed my training, so I had to trust that I would get a job by the end of it. My teacher, Ms. Getica, she was amazing. She would stay with me after class, sometimes even late at night. I learned how to administer injections and draw blood, write resumes, and practice for interviews. JobTrain placed me at a Stanford gynecology practice for my externship. At first, I shadowed my trainer, Gloria, but I learned by doing. So after 2 weeks, I asked if I could start prepping patients and rooming on my own. I was trying really, really hard to impress her. Right away, it felt so natural. I took vitals and set up procedures. I went around with my camera, taking photos of the setups just so I can practice at home. This is what we need for a biopsy. This is what we need for an IUD insertion. Gloria saw how hard I pushed myself. We're gonna get you a job, she told me. She talked to her manager, but my externship was almost over and there weren't any openings. I wanted to stay, but I couldn't afford to sit around and wait, so I started applying to other places. I interviewed at the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, and they wanted to hire me on the spot. When word got back to Stanford, I got a call from Gloria. Hey, we just posted a job for you. Go apply. When they extended the offer, I called my mom. We were so excited, we went right out and bought Stanford sweatshirts. Honestly, it's just what you do. Go Stanford. I did medical assisting for a year and a half before I moved up to surgery scheduling for a department of 12 providers. It was a ton of work. Then just recently, I had my second kid, my little dude MJ. I started browsing jobs, looking at options with more flexibility. I found a listing for an interventional platform scheduler, which is inside the hospital in the cath lab. After several rounds of interviews, up against 7 or 8 other internal candidates, they hired me. It's a huge jump, but it comes with a killer schedule. I do 12-hour shifts, 3 days a week. I have Tuesdays and Thursdays off, and weekends. I'm more present for pickups and drop-offs, dinners and homework time. Lately, we've been biking as a family in the evenings. We're in a really good place financially. We can afford to hire a math tutor for our daughter. We can afford to travel. We own a beautiful home in Redwood City with my mom. We have so much to be grateful for, which is hard to say because I know people are struggling. Had it not been for JobTrain, I don't know where I would be. I could have easily gotten stuck in a dead-end job, barely scraping by. With JobTrain, it's so affordable, so accessible. It's like, you want a tour? Let's go. You want to apply? We're ready for you. It's small, it's one-to-one. It felt doable to me, like I can make something happen with this. Once I set my mind to it, I never gave up. After I graduated, I trained other JobTrain students in gynecology at Stanford. And now, when I walk down the halls of the hospital, I see us everywhere, all JobTrain alumni, saying hi, doing meaningful work in our community. It's amazing how the right opportunity can open up so many doors. Today, I have great coworkers, full benefits, and a retirement plan. This year, with overtime, I'm on track to earn over 6 figures. I'm constantly telling my kids it's important to get out of your comfort zone, and hard work does pay off. I'm thinking about going back to school, and I want my kids to go way beyond what I've been able to accomplish so far. Annabelle. Little does that girl know what an impact she had on my life before she even got here. The fire she lit in me. She's in 5th grade now, plays volleyball and basketball, which I coach because of that killer schedule I was talking about. Loves horses and wants to become a veterinarian. MJ, that little guy is crushing potty training. Enjoys snacking and watching Miss Rachel, preferably both at the same time. Little by little, I know we're making it. Mom, I made you a promise 10 years ago that Annabelle would have a wonderful life. I did it, Mom. This life does feel pretty damn sweet. I want to thank JobTrain, Ms. Getica, C2, Gloria, and everyone who prepared and guided me. I want to thank my mom for setting such a powerful example, and my incredible husband who's here today for supporting all my crazy ideas, every single one of them. And I want to thank all of you. Your investment in JobTrain matters. It works. Thank you.